Hello and welcome everyone. You are listening to Anuj Kapoor on the Anuj Kapoor Talk Show podcast. In this podcast, my friends, I talk about motivation, health, entrepreneurship, digital and content marketing, and many more things that come to my mind. So, what are we waiting for? Let's get the ball rolling. And the episode begins. Have you ever heard of the buzzword keyboard courage? Well, friends, this buzzword has become quite common, and especially these days, as it has made some people post really nasty things to each other on social media, which they might avoid saying to each other face to face. While my first reaction has been to fire back at those posts, but I have realized that it really doesn't make sense, and worse is that you lose out a lot of your energy and make you angry, which in turn may have negative effect on your health as well. But what do you really do? How do you avoid such a scenario? Shall you delete your profile from social media platforms? Shall you remove yourself from all the social media platform? Well, my friends, that is not an answer. That is not a solution, because removing yourself from social media is absolutely not a right solution. Hi, my name is Anuj and you are listening to the Anuj Kapoor Talk Show. And in this episode today, I will talk about how to deal with criticism on social media. So, friends, here are some of the tips that you need to remember on how to respond to criticism on social media. First and foremost, listen honestly to the critics for their attention. Many people may get defensive at a mere possibility of a negative feedback. But remember that no one is perfect, and it's absolutely okay to think about your strengths and weaknesses. So, when you are about to receive either type of your feedback, approach the situation with an open mind so you can understand the difference. Second most important tip is to remain neutral. Yes, my friends, it is important that when you communicate on social media, then you always take emotions out of the discussion to aid productivity and the strong reason to shift their mindset. This will allow both parties to examine or re examine both perspectives. Well, it has happened with me quite a lot of time, as and where I have been involved in an argument on social media over a particular topic, and but I always try to stay positive and set my boundaries, and also ensure that I do not cross that line, that boundary. I don't cross that. So what does it do is that setting boundaries really have helped me, as I'm not drawn into the drama of the social media. Thirdly, be courteous of your as well as people's time. Remember, my friends, that social media provides us with a tool to access so many opportunities. So always be cognizant of the fact that people and also you have a life outside of social media. So if you're stuck in a conversation or an argument, make it a point that that you make it succinct, or and don't get dragged into an hour-long ordeal that would waste yours or other person's time, as time is money. And fourthly, try to take the conversation offline. Well, friends, whatever may be the case, there will always be situations when you will be stuck in an argument, and it is at that time you will realize that, I mean, the things are getting carried away. So what do you do in such a case? Well, my friends, in that case, In that scenario, it is best to always take the conversation offline. I mean, don't continue having conversation on social media. Remember, you only have few hours in the day where you can do lot of things and be productive as well. So choose your battle wisely and appropriately. And when you see any conversation going out of your hand, then it is best to take it out and just end the conversation. And last but not the least, take action. Well, friends, let me ask you a question. Do you ever block someone? And what if someone was atrociously rude and start making some personal attacks? What do you do in such a case? Well, when I face such a situation, then I try to control myself, as blocking one person may not be the solution, as eventually you may run into that person at any meetup or any conference. When you stay polite and courteous, you will not feel uncomfortable or awkward, as you haven't done anything wrong. But in worst to worst cases, I tend to block that person as well. I mean, if things are not getting my way, then probably that may be the best situation to just block that person from social media platform. But remember one thing, that this should always be the last option, as you could meet them face to face. So treat people online like you would treat them in person. Well, friends, social media is a powerful tool, and you can use it to make yourself noticed by working so hard so that your work speak to itself. And there may be several instances where you may see a post and your first reaction would be to fire back. But by firing back on social media, this is exactly what feeds the beast. So my friends, don't feed the beast. That is the best advice I would like to give you. And that's it for this episode, my friends. Thank you so much for listening to this episode. Bye-bye. Thank you so much for joining me this week on my podcast, The Anuj Kapoor Talk Show. Make sure to visit my website www.imanujkapoor.com, where you can subscribe to my mailing list for some exciting tips and tricks right on your mailbox. Also, don't forget to subscribe to this podcast in your favorite music apps, iTunes, Stitcher, Spotify, Google Podcast, or Amazon Music, or via RSS, so that you will never miss a show. While you are at it, if you found value in this episode, we did appreciate a rating for this podcast too on any of your favorite music apps. Or if you did simply tell a friend about the show, that would help us out too. Join me again in the next episode to listen to another exciting thoughts. Till then, this is Anuj Kapoor signing off for now. Thank you for listening. Stay safe and stay healthy. Bye-bye.